Hello again, everybody. This is going to be an interesting opening. It's either going to go very well, or it's just going to be kind of disappointing and a bit of a waste of time. But first, before I open up the parcel, I do have a little bit of post that I've been kindly sent by my friend. She is a football autograph collector, so it's still in the football collecting world, but she focuses more on autographs. And she dropped me a message saying, "Hey, you're the only Chelsea fan I know. There are literally dozens of us." And she showed me a photograph of what it was and says, "Would you be interested in this?" So I goes, "Yeah, that sounds good to me. I can add it to my background somewhere." So she sent it across to me, and I'll quickly open it up before I get into the main event. So I do know what it's going to be, and it's quite a nice little gift, actually. So, da-da-da. Oh, and there's... So it says, "Hey Dan, congrats on being the only Chelsea fan I know. Hope you like the photograph, Amy." Well, how can I dislike that photograph when it's of the boss man himself, Thomas Tuchel, signed by the boss man himself, Mr. Thomas Tuchel. So I think this is my first ever autographed piece of memorabilia that I've ever had. So I will maybe get a plastic sheet or something for it just to put it somewhere, because I don't want it to sort of fade or rub off. I don't know how you store these sort of things. Maybe I'll ask Amy how it goes. But go and give her a follow if you're interested in sort of football memorabilia that is signed. Obviously, I don't really know too much about it, but looking at her page, she definitely has a lot going on. So I'm very very pleased with this one. So that's very it's very kind of you. So thank you for sending that to me. I will put that somewhere. But it's now time for the main event and something that I'm not 100% sure about. So I bought a football shirt, and that's not surprising. Where did I buy it from? I bought it from Depop. That is a little bit surprising because I'm very skeptical. I'm skeptical when people post these sort of things themselves. When I see videos and they're going, "Oh, I got this shirt for £3," it's like, yep, that's totally fine, that's legit. So I try and avoid them. But because of the shirt that I'm buying is pre-owned and not brand new, I am a little bit more open to purchasing from these sort of places. So why is it going to be pre-owned? Well, it's because it's a Chelsea shirt. And because those are the shirts that I wear, I don't necessarily care for the tags. In fact, I go against the tags because what's the point in me spending more money on something that I'm going to be removing? So I do try and go for the sort of used ones. Obviously, I prefer the condition to be, excellent, very good. I don't want it to be totally destroyed. And I have a few holes that I'm trying to fill. Namely, last season's home shirt. So I have the away shirt and I have the third shirt, but I couldn't get the home one because as soon as Chelsea selfishly won the Champions League wearing the home shirt, they were gone everywhere, and mainly in the mediums, which is a size that I like to wear. Now, I've been searching pretty consistently every other day, trying to find anywhere that sells this shirt, whether it be eBay, Depop, other sellers, just places like Classic Football Shirts, and see if anything pops up. I've had friends going out to Sports Direct and trying to find them, to no luck. But as I was scrolling last week, I did come across a shirt. But it was the price of the shirt that really has got me questioning whether or not this is real. So the photographs that they uploaded look fine, decent quality. They attached a photograph of the tag. Initially, it didn't show the code, but when I asked the seller, I goes, "Can you send me the code?" He updated it with that, and I googled that, and it brought up literally the home shirt. So that was a good start. And then looking at the photographs, the craftsmanship looked good enough. There was no weird stitching, but it's very difficult to tell from a photograph. You can position it in a certain way, get the lighting to stop it looking dodgy. So I sent it to a few of my other collector friends. I goes, "Hey, what do you think about these? I mean, the code works, it all looks to spec." And they were all sort of saying, "Well, it looks okay to me." Now, there is one other way that I can verify this, or at least an additional way to check against it being fake, but it's very difficult to do, and it's only possible, I think, on Nike shirts. And it may be a trick that you're not aware of, so I may be explaining something new for you, but it's best to do it in person because it's very difficult to see it yourself, let alone have someone take a photograph of it. So I, of course, messaged him as well, and I just outright asked him, I goes, "Is this fake?" And he goes, "Not to my knowledge." I'm like, okay. not the most convincing of answers there. I'd prefer you to say no. I bought it from the club store, but fine, that's reasonable enough. And he was like, I'm a collector myself, I would never wear fake shirts. And then I looked at his shop policies and he did accept refunds. So I goes, if I'm not satisfied with this, I don't feel comfortable with this shirt, can I just return it for a refund? And he goes, yes. So at that point, it kind of became, a no-brainer. I lose out on a bit of postage probably, but there's no real loss to me. If I don't like what I've got here, I can just return it for a full refund. Now, I say full refund, it's not a lot of money. I paid £12 for this shirt, which is way too low. If it looks too good to be true, it usually is what I'm thinking right now. Now, if this shirt had been listed for £30 to £35, I probably would have felt a bit more comfortable buying it, which is weird how that works. Like, if you would have put it for 30, I would have bought it, and I probably wouldn't have even need to do this. But £12 is kind of ridiculous. So it arrived in a box, and it kind of squished it into my leather plate. So that was nice to see that arrive. I've not opened it yet. From what I can see and peeking through, there is a blue shirt in here, so that's something. So it's the moment of truth. Have I got the bargain of the year, or have I just got what is probably a decent fake, and I will just have to return it? So let's open it up. I've been talking for way too long, and put myself out of misery if I need to. Well put together. I don't think he's going to want this back, so let's just slide it out like that. Is there anything else in here? Usually these sort of people put Haribos in. No, it is an eBay box though. He did say that he was on eBay and he's transferred to Depop. I'm thinking to myself, how is it possible that someone like this could be on eBay and then charge £12 for this shirt? So, let us have a look at the shirt in question. Well, I mean, cursory look, it looks fine. Sponsor looks fine. Stitching looks pretty fine to me. It's not wonky or anything like that. So of course, if you're not aware of what the shirt is, that's kind of obviously the back. And then this is the front of the shirt. So what I need to do now is firstly double check that the code he sent me is actually the one on here, which would be a good start, because otherwise it definitely is an issue. And then I need to look at this part here. So on the front you have the engineered by Nike authentication sort of patch, and it has the code, but what people don't probably maybe realize is that in the center there are two silver sort of holographic strips. And now if you really look, and I mean you're going to have to get your phone and zoom in, or if you have a magnifying glass, they're kind of separate little sections. And if it's legit, it should have little symbols, and for the most part it's just going to be the Nike swoosh. I think if you have a PSG one, you also see that the Jordan logo, but for the most part it's just going to be a Nike swoosh. If it has the Nike swoosh, that's also another good indicator it's real. I can imagine it's probably quite difficult for that to be printed on. Not saying it's impossible, but if you kind of put it all together and you understand it's all sort of one thing or another, then I can't think it'd be anything other than real. So I'm gonna go and do a little bit of just checking myself, and then when I come back I will let you know how I feel, whether I think it's legit or not. So wish me luck, guys. Okay, we back. I've done some verification, done some sleuthing. I've been speaking to some other people just for some second opinions, and as we expected, it seems legit. I looked at the authentic thing, and you can see the Nike logo, you can see the Jordan. I think the Jordan thing must be on everything. So I've sent that to some people and they said, yeah, it should be authentic. So the code, the quality of the shirt, I mean, if this is fake, then we might as well all go home now, because there's literally no chance of me buying anything from the second-hand market if this is what we're playing with. So I think I've done it. I think I've got the shirt that I wanted, one of the shirts that I needed, and I was able to get it for £12, which is an insane bargain, an insane deal. I mean, sometimes you get lucky. That's just what I've got here. Yeah, I've got the home and the away and the third. Now, of course, you'll have noticed that there's no player on the back yet. And obviously, I like to get all my shirts personalised. Well, this is going to be now part of a sort of a second video that's going to be coming up at some point in the future, where I get this shirt and a couple of others that I've been buying secretly personalised. I know a gentleman who was able to do that, and hopefully he has all of the letters and the names, official, of course, available for me to personalise these shirts. So for this one, I always said that obviously I wanted to get Havertz on the back, mainly because it's obviously the Champions League winning goal scorer, and also, you know, he's one of the sort of the bigger names that we have at the moment. So hopefully I can get Havertz on the back of this boy, and then I've got two more shirts that I will show you in that video that will be coming up. But I am very, very pleased to own this one. Unless you can see anything right now as you're watching the video that stands out to be fake, I really don't see any reason. I will post an image of the little Jordan thing for you to see. It's going to be very difficult because it's very, very hard to figure out. But if you have some of your own Nike shirts and you've never tried the trick before, try and do it. It's best to get your phone and just like zoom in a little bit, try and catch the light, but you'll see it somewhere. It's a couple of Nike ticks and a couple of Jordans. But I am very, very stoked. We finally got there. Very lucky with the price. And I guess we go on now. I have a few holes to fill now, going back to 2001. A lot of the earlier stuff, because when I was younger I only got a few shirts. So they're a little bit more difficult to find now, because they're obviously quite older. And also I'm trying to figure out what size do I buy. Like, do I get them to match as I aged, so it'd be like small or large boys, or do I just get medium now so I can wear them? I don't know really. I suppose I could get either of those things. So it opens up a little bit. But that's it. I'm very pleased with that. Depop can be a useful place to buy. It just means when you purchase in, be very careful, be very wary. Don't be afraid to ask questions, because I absolutely bombarded this guy with questions, and he was such an amazing person. In fact, I will figure out what was his name again. He was at Football Mania on Depop. He has a few of the shirts that are for sale. Obviously, I can't guarantee that those are going to be legit. I mean, I might have just got lucky with the one shirt, but he's somebody at the very least you can speak to and sort of try and verify things with. But yeah, very happy, and I will see you in the next video, which is going to be possibly another just legitimate shirt opening. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your week, and goodbye.